Hey, this is Jillian Johnsrud, and today I want to talk to you about the biggest mistake that I see people make that actually holds them back from making progress. So, how often have you heard these phrases? If I'm going to do this, I'm gonna do it right. Or my other favorite, we're gonna go big or go home. I really think that this kind of idea that we have to do something big, that we have to go all in order to be serious and to be committed, is a huge flaw, and it really holds us back from making progress. So something that I do with pretty much everyone that I mentor is we talk about this idea of how do we test and then scale ideas. How do we start with something that I like to refer to as level 1? We got level 1 versus level 10. And level 1 is something you can do in an hour, 2 hours, maybe max 4 hours. And then we test it. Here's the challenge that I see with that go big or go home mentality, is that we jump all in and we say, here's the end result that I'm looking for, and we go all the way. We put all of our resources, all of our time, but honestly, it's in the testing and the scaling of ideas that we learn and that we grow and that we come up with a better final solution. So here's what I see happening is we have this idea, we're like, yay, we're so excited, and we go all in and we go big or we go home, and it doesn't work out and it kind of bombs. And so we're discouraged, but we dust ourselves back off, we get back up, and we try it again. We come up with another idea. We think, well, maybe it just was that idea. That idea just didn't work. So we come up with another idea. We go all in again. We go big or go home. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it right. And we do this big thing and it doesn't work again. And at some point, maybe you felt this way. Maybe you've heard yourself saying this, but maybe I'm not cut out for it. Like maybe this isn't really meant for me. At some point we just get discouraged and we quit because we think obviously this isn't working, because there's only so many times that we can fail big before we opt out of the game, before we take our ball and we go home. So here's what I want you to do instead. Instead of that, we're not gonna go big or go home. We're not gonna go all in. We're not gonna say, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. We're gonna pick a level 1 activity, those things that take between 1 and 4 hours, and we're gonna test it. In that process of testing that idea, doing that small first step, we're gonna learn, we're gonna pay attention, we're gonna stay curious, and we're gonna ask good questions, and we're gonna take notes, and we're gonna see, what did we learn? What questions did we ask? What relationships did we build in that process? What did we learn about ourselves? What did we learn about the situation? What did we learn about the process? And then we pivot just a little bit. We take what we learned and we apply it. And we adjust our plans and we do the next level 1 thing. And then it becomes kind of this maze back and forth until we create something that really works. It's a great fit for us. It's a great fit for our lives, for our skill set, our core competencies, just our natural talents. And it's amazing, but we don't get there in one step. We don't get there all that first time. So did you guys ever, child of the 90s and 80s here, did you guys ever play Legends of Zelda? The idea behind this game is that it's one of those like quest games, journey games. But the point is that you don't have everything you need when you start the game. The point of the game is the journey. That's where you acquire everything you need to complete your quest. And the exact same thing is true in life. You won't find all the answers at the start line. You won't come up with everything you need while you're just sitting there and waiting for that perfect plan and that perfect answer. You have to do the stuff that goes along the journey. There are people you need to meet. There are conversations that you need to have. There are things that you find along the way, the skill sets that you need, the ideas that you need. All of that happens in the journey. And you know, in that game, it was magic potions, and it was swords and tools and information from kindly strangers standing by bridges. But for you, it might be you need to grow that skill set. You need to learn more about an industry. You need to build relationships with people who are doing that exact same thing or that need your help in what you're going to be offering them. But none of that happens while you're sitting on your couch just thinking about it, which is why we need to test and scale our plans, because that's what makes them better, is learning and taking notes in the process. So you don't have to go level 10. You can start level 1 and actually come up with something better. And here's my challenge for you guys this week is come up with a list. Sit down and say, here's kind of the direction I'm thinking about going. What are 3 things or 5 things or 10 things that you could do that take less than 2 hours? And each day or each week, tackle one of those. And after you do each one, reflect. Stay curious. Say, what did I learn? What did I learn about the situation, about the climate, about what skill set did I develop a little bit? What did I learn about myself in this process? And then figure out what that next level 1 step is for you. And it's one of the things that honestly, it just seems so simple. It seems like, well, of course that's the way it should be. And yet so few people practice it. When you ask people, what their plans are, what their dreams are, what they would love to see happen in their lives, they might be able to tell you that, but then you follow up and say, so what have you done about that this week? Like, what are you doing about it right now to really make progress on that? And oftentimes, it's nothing. It's nothing because the timing's not right, or they've been putting it off for some reason. But level 1 says, what can you do in an hour to 2 hours or 3 hours? And I bet that there's one little thing that you could do this week to take a tiny step forward, because that's how we build momentum, to really get going on these things that matter to us. So I hope you take that to heart. I hope you come up with that list. I'm gonna go keep enjoying Joshua Tree National Park and these awesome trees behind me. You all have a great day.